All right, what's up, everybody? It is me, Insanity, here for Echo Asylum, and I have
Randy,
Anthony,
from the band Red. Just wanted you guys to introduce yourself. And I'm here with them. They're playing tonight at the Concourse in Knoxville, Tennessee. So I know you guys are on tour with Islander and 3 Years Hollow. How's the tour been so far?
it's been great. We're about a week and a half in. We got until the end of this month to go, but we can be more excited to be out here playing the new songs.
Yeah, very cool. And I heard somewhere that somebody had seen the show. You guys are playing primarily a lot of the new stuff from of Beauty and Rage, right?
Yeah, we're never really done anything like that before, where we've played more songs off of a new record. We've kind of been made it a mix, but we wanted to play a lot of this record, so we feel it's the best
about
album we've ever
16
made.
songs, and we're playing 9 new ones.
Okay. So are you trying to, with the other songs you're playing, are you trying to mix it up with like stuff from the other albums? I mean, like Until We Have Faces and Release the Panic.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff
always
like
try
that.
to get a mix in there. Of course, we can't play everything everybody wants us to, but
Yeah.
we try to get a good mix in there.
Yeah, very cool.
This is no different. We're playing a lot more. There's a lot less of a mix because we're playing more new songs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like the new album. I heard it. One of our journalists actually reviewed it, and she had it just rave reviews, and I heard it, and it's amazing. I wouldn't expect anything less from you guys because you guys have, like I said, Innocence and Instinct. Before we got the interview started here, that's one of my personal favorite albums from you guys, and because the music is, I don't know the writing process and just how everything kind of meshes together perfectly. How do you guys? I mean, you guys have been a band for a while now.
Yeah.
How do you guys manage to get that perfect mix and balance with every song that you write?
I just think that's a matter of the group of guys that are writing. You know, there's on this record that we just released, you know, the 4 of us kind of locked ourselves away and immersed ourselves completely in the creative process. So it was, you know, we were living with the song, literally living and sleeping in the studio and just living with the project. And we started off about a year before that. You know, we took a trip up to Maine and went to a ski mountain and just spent time up there just kind of reflecting on our career and, you know, what we were wanting to accomplish with the new project. So we got to, you know, pull out a lot of different, not just emotion, but just, you know, inspiration for just songs and ideas and just kind of a theme behind what we wanted to do with the record. And we just carried that with us through the entire writing process.
We're just very intentional about making a full, good album as opposed to, you know,
Writing
music
a couple
today.
songs.
It's like bands are not making what they used to, so they're making more singles than they are albums.
Yeah.
The album is, you know, a lost art. I think it's becoming more so, but we decided too during this process that we were not really going to pay so much attention to radio anymore, and just focus on what our fans, you know, want and you know, what they would want to come and see a show live, and you know, pay attention to the ones that are actually buying our albums instead of the ones that aren't. And you know, radio is, you know, it has its place, and it's you know, definitely a good thing. But when we made our first album, we didn't know anything about radio or touring or anything like that. We just wanted to make a record that was great, and so we went back to that, and we feel like we, you know, have made the best album of our career to this point. So.
Definitely, and kudos to you guys, by the way, on the great album, and also the amazing response you guys have gotten. I believe I got a email from your publisher that said it's like 15th or something on the charts right now. You guys hit like 15th.
Yeah,
I don't know if
it's
it's
14th
on the top.
14th.
Yeah, and we exceeded our first sales week by leaps and bounds, what we expected to do, and you know, we're floored, but people are just in love with the album. And Innocence and Instinct was probably our most critically acclaimed album to this point, but we feel like we destroyed that record with this one.
That's awesome. Now we talked before about on Innocence and Instinct. You guys worked. You said you collaborated with Breaking Benjamin. He helped write the song Shadows, which I said that it sounded like kind of like a Breaking Benjamin type song. On A Beauty and Rage, did you guys have any collaboration with anybody help writing songs, or was it all just Red?
No other artists,
Yeah.
just friends that we write mostly with our producer. Yeah, because he's been a great friend since we actually moved to Nashville over 12 years ago. Kind of our careers kind of both started at the same time. Our first big project was us.
Oh, really?
For Rob Graves, and from that point on, he just kind of got his name out there. Obviously, with a great record, you know, you're going to garner that sort of attention. So, but we don't do a lot of outside writing at all. You know, we like to keep it to a strict group of guys that just kind of get it. There's a nucleus that just understands the sound, understands what we're going for. I feel like anytime we try to venture outside of that, We just don't get what we're looking for.
Yeah.
And we try to, because it, that's what life is. It's collaboration. None of us do this by ourselves, and no band does. And in order for us to stay fresh and stay relevant, we like to pick the brains of other writers and work with other people to continue to make great records and great songs. But it's just weird. It's sometimes the majority of the time, 99% of the time, it boils back to 4 or 5 of us that we write together, and that's and we like to write with another guy that works at our record label, Mr. Jason MacArthur, who actually is the guy that signed our band, and we do some stuff with him, but mostly it's just it's our producer and the guys in the band that just work on this stuff. So.
Well, it sounds amazing. Like I said, all your albums sound amazing, and this one, people need to go out and buy it, because I really think it's your best work, and you guys just stay consistent. So let me ask you, I know you guys have had this question before, but about being the Christian band, how does it feel in this time and day? All the stuff going on in the world, all the bad stuff. What's it like for you guys personally to kind of portray that positive message and be like the kind of candle bearers to the good that's in the world? What's it like for you guys to portray that message through your music and art?
I think that we just see what we do as a responsibility. We're asked to use our gifts for the betterment of others, and we see us taking on the role of being a role model to kids, but when you have a microphone in front of you, you can either do something good with it or you can do something bad with it, and that was just the path we chose a long time ago to take. The crazy stuff that's happened in the world, it's a cycle that's not going to end. It's a cycle that's going to get even worse.
Yeah.
And if you're a believer, that there's nothing that's going to stop it. It is what it's going to happen no matter what. But in the midst of all that, we're not trying to shove our beliefs or anything down anybody's throats, or tell people turn or burn. We're just telling people, we tried the ways of the world. We've made our mistakes, and we still make our mistakes. But things that ultimately changed us, and we got fed up with how it made us feel, and what it did to our families and things like that, and just decided that we were going to do something that we were almost afraid to do before, because there's just this stigma with the church and with God, and
not just so much that, but Christian bands too. It's like it's easy for people to call us a Christian band because we're a group of guys that believe in God. But it's like, why can't it just be that we're a band? You know what I mean? It's so easy for people to lump all these bands into different categories to help them better understand their perspective of what the band is. And it's like, for us, we're just a band of guys that believe in God. So it's like,
we have comfort in knowing that if people are going to label the band a Christian band, and that that makes parents at the end of the day comfortable that what their kids are listening to and stuff, they can know that if we're ever asked the question whether we believe in God, that we're never going to deny that. We always say yes, and our faith and our morals do leak into our lyrics, and it is who we are. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, it's not something that it's frustrating to hear, well, Red's a Christian band or anything like that. Not that at all. It's just, we try to be cautious that, there are people that when they do hear that tag, they think, well, automatically the music's going to be mediocre.
And radio stations,
it's going to be
there's a lot of people out there that will just automatically just grab a hold of a stereotype and say, well, that's okay. Well, they're probably not that good.
Yeah, and that sucks, because you guys really have a lot of secular. I would consider secular type of messages where I think you can really translate it to be what you want. Like Never Be the Same. I'm not sure what the meaning of that song was, but I think that you could take a lot of life lessons out of that, and you can kind of get something other than religion out of it. But if you want to get religion out of it, I believe in your music you can kind of get anything you really want out of your music.
We're all crossover appeal we've had since we started. We didn't set out to target a certain group, and if we did, you would hear it in our music. It's like we set out to be completely universal and attainable for anybody. So it gave us that crossover appeal, and here we are.
We're all fellow travelers to the grave. We're all headed to the same place, and if you're going to spend your life doing things like, look what's going on overseas right now with ISIS and stuff. It's like, if you can recognize that sort of evil exists, how can you not recognize that sort of good exists?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, if there is this inherent evil that everybody attributes to being satanic or the devil, it's like, how can you not believe in God in times like these? It's like, so that's our thing. It's people ask us, what are your beliefs? We don't ever shy away from that at all. I would say that some people would probably be a little irritated that we would not so much denounce the name Christian band or anything like that, but in this day and age, like I said, we feel like, people label, and we do it too, but people label things like, I wouldn't listen to, say, country music. I'm not a big country music fan, but again, we would put the music up against anybody, as far as quality, as far as depth and all of that, and we just we want people to, know that
Love it for
positive
what it is
music
and not complicate it with, focusing on the wrong things. It's
Yeah.
like, enjoy the band, enjoy the sound, enjoy the music, and if you want to dig deeper, dig deeper.
Yeah. That's what I like about music.
I think people are getting sick of the rock and roll lifestyle stereotypes that used to exist that don't necessarily exist anymore. It does go on a little bit, but I think rock is about to make a resurgence, and it's because bands are putting out better music. They're paying more attention to their craft, and so we just want to be a big part of that, and we've always tried to be a big part of it by making great records and songs that are going to live on, and songs that people can believe in and get behind, and feel something.
Definitely. That's what I pick up from your music. That's why you're one of my favorite bands. Like you and Breaking Benjamin and bands like 12 Stones, things like that, because the content really, like you said earlier, people making singles, but it seems like your albums always tell a story, and that storytelling, and to me, is important, because if I'm listening to an album, I want to feel something, not just listen to music for half an hour or 45 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of people can't relate to the girls lifestyle. It's people want to be influenced. They want to be entertained, but they want to be influenced, and they want to feel something.
Yeah.
And, if you deny them that, they're going to deny their ears. So
that's why you guys should be big. I'm glad you guys are getting the success with this album that you guys. You guys have carried momentum through all your albums, it seems. So
we've been very, very. I would attribute to making conscious decision to make solid albums.
It always boils down to the music. It's like, but we've kind of stuck to our guns in every aspect of our career too. It's like we haven't kind of gone off the deep end. Like you see a lot of bands, it's hard to say. There's even artists in general, just Bieber and those guys. You just start out one way, and then the world and everything around you is influencing you more than your music is, and you turn into a monster. And it's like we just want to make good music and still be as accessible as we can to our fans and the people that listen, to the songs. When they finally cross their path at some point, and see that they're going to see the same group of guys that we saw, when we started in 2006.
Yeah, definitely. You guys have really paved the way for other artists, and you guys really influence people, I think.
I would hope we would.
You guys definitely do.
Someday we're done. It'd be, I go to a show and some kid comes up to me and says, "Hey, I'm in a band because of what you guys did for me." Because that's why we're doing this.
Well, your music has inspired me and helped me through hard times. So just so you know, your music has really helped me through life. So I appreciate that.
We had our favorite bands growing up, and they really did something for us spiritually and just in life, and we wanted to have. We knew what what that feeling's like, and we wanted other people to have the same feeling, and that's ultimately what drove us to do it.
Yeah, definitely. That's always good to do in the music industry, because it's kind of a killer thing, cutthroat industry.
Mm-hmm. Not everybody will have the ability to do it, so when we set out to do it, we were just knowing that the odds are against us. You're a needle in a stack of needles. There's thousands of bands out there.
Oh yeah.
And it's just from where we come from and what we believe in. We believe that it was given to us, and it was something that we were that this was laid at our feet, and we chose to accept it or not accept it, and based on our will, and we did. And we
you
said,
either stand on the platform and use it for good, or you get knocked off.
Oh yeah. Let me change up a little bit. Let me get a little bit fun here, so listeners can get a little bit something from you guys. Now, as the band, obviously the twin thing. Now, have you guys in the band, have you guys ever played pranks or shenanigans, as far as because I've seen some pictures of you guys and the twins. I mean, it's like, how do you tell them apart?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever played tricks on the other band members or other bands where you just kind of mess with them, as far as being the twins and I don't know, try to get out of something or try to play a prank on people?
We performed one show one time where Randy was you're with your wife at the time, and he was at his wife's parents' house, just visiting family, and we knew that the bus was going to be driving past him or whatever, and for whatever reason we drove down the interstate and drove beyond the exit, so we missed them completely. We were on our way to Pittsburgh, I believe it was, somewhere around there. And Randy wasn't going to make the show in time, so I played bass guitar that night.
Oh, really?
And we had another guitar player at the time, so we pulled the show off, but everybody thought I was Randy.
Oh,
Because
wow.
We totally pulled it off thinking it was, that it was actually Anthony that wasn't at the show. But because we didn't have a bass player, we had to do something, so I picked up the bass and everybody thought it was Randy.
I was
so-
a snowstorm. I got stuck in a small town in Pennsylvania.
Oh, goodness.
I couldn't make it to Pittsburgh. That's what happened.
Oh, snow shuts this place down. Even if even with the forecast, they close
Oh
schools.
yeah,
like
we're from Nashville. We know how that
Yeah,
goes.
oh yeah, you guys got blasted, man. It's
Yeah.
so how's it feel, to come here to Knoxville and play? I mean, you guys are a hop, skip, and jump. Because I haven't seen you guys. I don't know if you guys have been here many times.
yeah,
But I
Played
haven't.
the
quite a
arena. Last
few
time we were here, we
times.
played the arena in Knoxville.
Played Thompson
up at the
Bowling
college.
3 times.
Oh, okay.
And then we did the theater that's attached to Thompson Bowling. But we've done a couple different clubs in Knoxville. I say we've been here
We played this
in our
club
career
before.
maybe 10 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I must have missed
We
you
were
guys or
here
something.
with, who was it? We were here with. We've been here with a couple bands.
This
We've
venue?
headlined here before.
This venue?
Yeah.
I don't
You
think
guys
so.
played one with Skillet. I remember way back a long time
Yeah,
ago.
that was a long time
Yeah.
ago. We did a tour called Winter Jam. It's at Thompson Bowling every
Oh, yeah.
year.
Yeah, it comes to the arena. Yeah.
And then we've done, we did a tour with a band called Cutlass. And,
Oh, I love Cutlass.
Who else is on that tour? Anyway, yeah, we've had our fair share of shows in
Okay,
Knoxville.
cool. Well, I'll be at every one of them from now on because you guys are really cool guys and
Thanks,
everything. So besides the whole twin thing, I mean, is there any? Do you guys do like some bands? I mean, do you guys obviously there must be some sort of fun or some sort of jokes. I mean, at the end of tours, have you ever had any end of tour like shenanigans as
Oh,
far
yeah.
as I mean, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
kind of bullies, honestly. Like on the bus, like we're bullies, especially to the new guys, like on the crew, or like we just hired Dan Johnson, our drummer, and we're a 3-piece.
Put him
but
through
we
the
hire
ringer.
a drummer to play with us, and
Gotcha.
he's just he's been working out really well, but. Because he's the new guy in the bus and doesn't know the ropes, we give him a pretty hard time, and we like to tease him and clown off him and make him do things he doesn't want to do. And I think it's a age-old thing that all bands have ever done. I think when Metallica put out their video of how when they replaced their bass player and stuff like that, how much hazing went on in the band because they're just this is the way it is, and we're gonna break you.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna break you into it, and then. So Dan's praying that someone new comes along in the crew so we can start giving them a hard time because
I think he's literally praying that somebody comes
Please be fresh meat. Please be fresh meat. Yeah, you gotta love that. But I mean, I guess it's part of the initiation. How you gotta go through those.
the road is that's what the road is like.
And Dan's earned his dues. He's been a drummer for a long time, but as far as just being a new guy in our camp,
he's brand new. So
it's not a hey, welcome to the road sort of situation. It's a hey, welcome to the camp.
he's been here a couple months. We've been doing Red for 11 years now. So.
Oh yeah. Is it hard to get the continuity? Like when you get somebody new or you get somebody filling in, is it hard to get the continuity?
If they're a great player and they get their it's funny. There's different types of drummers, and you just need a great rock drummer, a guy that hits hard, a guy that just has the attitude to play the parts. And just technically can pull off the stuff that we like to write. So.
If he's a great drummer, the more difficult thing to pull off is how everybody gets along off stage.
Gotcha.
And Dan of course fits just great. He's a real solid individual and he's easy to get along with and
Awesome.
so it's been good. We're blessed to have him with us.
Okay. One more question before I get your links and everything. As far as you guys go, you guys have been doing this forever, and you guys probably done a lot of tours. What is your preference? Do you prefer like a smaller venue, or do you prefer like these tours, or do you prefer the bigger festivals?
Answered that the other day.
Yeah, it depends, man. Honestly, like the arenas are tough because you don't get as much like exposure to the fans as much. Like you're talking the upper bowl people that are out there. You just don't ever get to look
Yeah,
at
but the
their
first row of
faces.
fans is literally 30 or 40 feet in front
Yeah.
of you. It's like whereas these club shows, they're right up there.
They're right
and
there in front of
you
you.
can reach out and touch people, and it just depends. I mean, the big rush of playing in front of 20,000 people is palpable, but then but there's nothing like being in a sweaty club with 300 people, just sweating it out.
loose.
Just hopefully they've showered and put on deodorant, right?
Yeah, there could be
I think they'd have to worry about us more than we'd have to
could
worry
be
about them.
a slow haze that rises.
Oh, yeah.
Fog that comes off the crowd sometimes.
Yeah, so both we definitely like doing both. I couldn't say if I liked one or the other better. I think I just feel blessed to be here and be able to do both.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys have any plans for doing like Rocklahoma? Is it coming up soon or Rock on the Range? I haven't seen you guys on Rock on the Range, but
well, we had a
Rock on the Range.
we did Rock on the Range 2 years ago. They
Gotcha.
they rotate their lineups, but with our situation, we haven't had an album we haven't had an album out in 2 years, but we also haven't had a single working at
Pushed
radio.
a single at radio.
And the way those festivals work is, bands that have popular singles rolling, they try to get those bands booked for the festivals.
Yeah.
And because we haven't been working a single, so hopefully next summer we'll be on
Hopefully.
a lot of those.
I'd love to see you guys on there because you guys definitely deserve to be. You guys are really
We've
original.
never done Rocklahoma before.
No.
We did Carolina.
Done a lot.
Rebellion.
Laserfest, Carolina Rebellion. What's that one? Epicenter out there in LA.
Rock on the Range.
I know you guys have probably done a ton of them.
Done
so
Rock and Range twice now.
That's a pretty good thing. I wish that they would. I wish for Rock on the Range that they would kind of limit the alcohol consumption, but unfortunately they don't. Like I went there last year, covered it, and it was a great event, but you could just tell that some people were just almost couldn't stand up and
It's a mini rock stock, that's for sure.
definitely. It's like
It's crazy.
drink all the alcohol you want. Don't matter if you get alcohol poisoning. Just keep on serving it.
Some people are there for the party, and
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's. I mean, like we were saying earlier, like that part of the rock and roll genre is alive and well. I think.
Yeah. It's not going anywhere.
But as far as bands are concerned, it's like we just don't. Their bands just don't have. If you're gonna behave that way on the road, you're never gonna make it.
Yeah.
And if you do make it, you're gonna fade quickly because the band's gonna start. There's gonna be all kinds of inner turmoil and drama that
sooner or later
happens.
everything
You'd be
off stage
surprised.
becomes more important and more of a distraction than your
And
music.
what
and the
you're
craft.
really doing it for is the music.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah. So that's cool that
But the fans, man, they get away with it. They just kind of have a good time.
Yeah. Well, they just want to party and let loose and forget about the 9 to 5 for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
So go ahead and give everybody your links and everything because I found that we're trying to find you guys. Red is a very generic thing. It's,
Yeah.
And now you just find Taylor Swift everywhere.
Yeah.
Just Red Music Online is our website, redmusiconline.com. And that'll take you to our Facebook,
Our Twitters,
Twitter,
our
and
Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay,
all that
very
stuff,
cool.
All that stuff.
Well, it was definitely a pleasure talking to you guys, and I don't know if you guys can do this or tell Michael that I want, but can you guys play "Never Be the Same" tonight?
We can see. We'll see what he
see if you can hook me up because that's that song just means the world of it. That's a great song, man.
Cool.
So I mean, all your songs are awesome, but that's my personal favorite. So
We'll see what he thinks.
cool, man. I'll be singing along, man. I sing along every time I hear that song. So I'm like, I still have that Innocence and Instinct. I bought the album and everything. I was
Cool.
like, I gotta buy that. I don't buy many albums, but there's certain bands that just make albums. Like Breaking Benjamin, I'll buy every album they have, even though I can get it for free. I just want to get it. But thank you very much, Randy and Anthony. Right? I got your names. Yes. Score one for me. All right. So this has been Insanity here with Randy and Anthony from the epic band Red. Go check them out, and we'll be back next time, rockers.